What's up everyone? Today we're gonna talk about a little toy that I got for the studio. Welcome back everyone. So before we even start, I need you to subscribe. Thanks. Today I'm gonna talk and try and test a new toy that I got for the studio. I might be a little bit late to the game with this because I know it's been a while since it came out, but a friend of mine mentioned it and I started doing all kinds of research and I decided to pick one up for myself. And although I haven't spent a lot of time with it yet, so far, it's kind of cool. So I picked up myself what is called a Two Notes Captor X. This little module thing, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, can possibly be very life-changing in terms of what you do in the studio, in terms of live performances. Essentially what this is it's a reactive load box, a virtual cabinet, an attenuator. You know what an attenuator is? Do I even say that right? Attenuator? We'll get into that. And an IR loader. This is for guitar players, for bassists. This is or could potentially be a game changer, especially if you use tube amps or tube heads. So this is my process in wrapping my head around this. Essentially, we live in a time that is very unique. Back in the day, you were always on the hunt for the perfect head and the perfect cabinet to match your setup. If you got a head that you liked, great. If you got a cabinet that you weren't so happy with, you're stuck. Especially with me, I always like to have the 412s. Once you get a cabinet, you're stuck, and then you've got to lug that cabinet in and out of performances. But those days are over. And yes, I understand there's a lot of guitar players out there that they're purists, I guess you can say. And there's something about taking an amplifier, putting it on a stage and miking it up and making sure that you have the right mic and making sure you have the right position of the mic. But even with that, you still get things like bleed from other instruments on stage, from the crowd. But this Two Notes Captor X, in my opinion, is gonna be game changing. If it hasn't been game changing already, again, I'm a little late to the game. I know it's been out for a little bit, but for me, this has just been mind blowing to think about. In a nutshell, what this does is it takes your tube amp or your tube head, takes the signal, and it allows you to go from your head to the actual module itself and directly out to the soundboard of any place that you're going to play, or if you're in a studio, to the mixer or to your interface. You don't need a cabinet. You don't need to mic up the cabinet because you can do it virtually. You can purchase cabinets that you probably can't even afford, because how many of us can really afford to go buy 5 cabinets and pick and choose which one we want to use depending on the song that we're recording or performing. So now with just your phone, not only can you choose the cabinet that you want to use with your tube amp, you can move the microphones around, you can choose the microphones that you want to use. And again, there's no need for miking up. So everything can go direct, meaning no noise bleeding into those microphones. If you're performing live, you're getting the pure sound. And the little bit I've already messed with this, with my head or one of my heads, I feel like I may never have to mic a guitar amp ever again. Will I? I probably still will, but still, if I didn't want to, I don't have to. So rather than just talk about it, what I want to do is I'm going to play with some cabinets that I purchased. I'm going to be going through one of my tube amps. I'm going to be using the 5150 tube amp head, the Eddie Van Halen iconic head. I love it. I know there's people out there that love the triple rectifiers and all those rectifiers and Marshalls and all that. And I love those too, don't get me wrong. But for whatever reason, I've just always been very drawn to PVs back in the day and the sound that comes with the 5150. It's not the original 5150, it's the newer one, the iconic one. And I'm going to take essentially the sound that I've already created on the 5150, I'm gonna put it right into the module, and I am going to just kind of jump through the different cabinets and show you all just a little bit, or give you a taste of what it sounds like. All right, so for the sake of this demo, I'm gonna be using, I know it's not a Nevermore guitar, it's a Schecter. It's a guitar that I've always loved. I used to use this to tour non-stop, never failed me. As a matter of fact, I pulled it out of the bag right now and it's still perfectly in tune. So there's all kinds of really cool ways to manipulate your sound. I mean, you've got gates. I'm looking at the app. You can choose the microphones. You can EQ it. There's like what's called an enhancer. There's reverbs. There's all kinds of really cool things in here that you could probably spend days and days and days tweaking your sound and then saving it, and then you just plug into the unit and you're good. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to kind of just toy around with the cabinets that I purchased. So I took out all of the preloaded cabinets and I purchased a couple of packs that came with Mesa Boogie cabinets because I like those cabinets. And I'm going to start off with a couple of the smaller cabinets that are here. This one here is a Lone Star 23 SLE 1x12. And I'm gonna kind of play similar or the same riffs essentially, just so you can hear the differences between the cabinets. Again, I'm gonna really stick to rhythm here. I love riffing, I love rhythm. When I hear that distortion, the crunch, the fuzz, the chunk, you know, all of those things are what I listen to before I even start thinking about lead, higher up on the fretboard type guitar playing. You have two mics, you can move them around, which is crazy. You can virtually move them wherever you want on the amp. So I'm just gonna kind of go through them, okay? This is a 1x12 again. Do another smaller 1x12 amp. Here's another. This is the Thiel front ported compact SLE. I'm not really familiar with half of these, or not even 3/4 of them, but hey. Let's jump to a 2x12. Lone Star 2x12, Mesa amp. A Recto 2x12 horizontal SLE. What does SLE stand for? So for this one, I'm gonna pull the mic back, like away from the speaker virtually, and let's see what it sounds like. And there's actually a mic behind the amp, which is in the studio, it's what I like to actually do. I will always mic up the front, put a couple of mics, and then I'll always put a mic in the back. Putting the mics in the back allows you to get some of those bass tones that you lose out on sometimes if you don't do that. Let's do a Feel front ported compact, but instead of SLE, this is a WTE. I'm gonna move the mic forward again. All right, let's move up to my favorites, the 412s. I feel like having a 412 was always nice to have them on stage because sometimes you'd play shitty places and sometimes you can't rely on the monitor, so you have to have your cabs. Now with in-ears, you don't have to worry about any of that. But either way, it allows for more dynamic in the studio, more range of where you can put the microphones to get the tone that you're looking for. So this is a Recto Standard OS Slant SLE. Putting the mic kind of not so close, a little bit away. Let's change the mic. This is the mic in front of the cab. Ooh, I like that one. This is Cathedral. Chamber, whatever that is. I know there's always chambers. I always imagine like a dungeon. Not bad. All right, let's go back to the cabs. This is a Recto Traditional Slant SLE. There's so many. Again, this is just one pack that I purchased, okay? I eliminated, I think, like 16 cabinets when I deleted the ones that came with the unit, so I just stuck with these because I like these. But this is the one that I like the best. Recto Traditional Slant, WTE. I could see myself recording Texas Cutthroat stuff with this. I just love the beefy sound. So yeah, so there you have it. I mean, this is a really cool tool. I paid regularly priced at 599 bucks, and I happened to see it go on sale when I was doing my research. $100 off. I don't know if it still is. 499 bucks. Most cabinets are gonna cost you more than that. So you're essentially getting this, and you're opening up your world to unlimited cabinets. The microphones, I haven't been able to sit there and compare them, but being able to use all kinds of microphones, being able to position them. Just think about the cost alone of buying one microphone. The microphone that I use, my favorite for miking up guitar amps, is the SM57. I think they're what? 100 and some odd, 140 bucks. I haven't bought one in a while. I have a bunch, but I think just one is like 100 and some dollars. Minimum 100 bucks. So not only are you getting unlimited cabinets, you're getting a huge assortment of microphones, and you're saving time from having to sit there and mic them up, position them just right. It's game changing. It's absolutely game changing in my opinion. I 100%, and again, this is not a paid promotion in any way, 100% for studio or for live, I recommend this unit, this module. A couple of things that I didn't mention, you know, when you have a tube amp, in order to get it to sound to its fullest potential, you've got to have that volume at least 3, and if you even have it at 3, chances are with whatever cabinet you've got going, it's gonna be really loud. And sometimes even then, you've got to put it in a room somewhere, you've got to soundproof that room, you've got to turn it up. It's pain. This takes your signal, so you can have your signal turned up, and it allows you to reduce the actual level coming out. So it's getting that pure sound that you want to get from your tube amp being turned up, but you're able to listen to it in lower level that are not gonna blow your eardrum. It's so small, it's so convenient. Again, it fits right here on my desk. If I were to go play a show, take my head, it would sit comfortably on my head. Matter of fact, you probably don't even have to have it on stage. Don't have to lug a big old cabinet, don't have to mic it up. Just tell the front sound guy, here you go. If you have a sound guy already, he's probably gonna love you for it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. For me personally, one of the best purchases I've ever made. And don't even get me started. I just bought myself this guy. I haven't even started with it. That is a Kemper. Don't even know where to start because I'm still so excited about this. I'm gonna do a video on the Kemper once I get it going. But in the meantime, this is my guy. So with that being said, don't forget to like, to subscribe. Halloween is almost here. I'm super excited. So if you've been looking at my shorts that I've been posting, they're all Halloween related, at least most of them, because if you listen to the Half and Half podcast, you know I'm obsessed with Halloween. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you'll see me next time. Bye.